All right, we live.
All right. Hello?
I'm here. We live, bro. The intro's playing.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Halito, Halito, Halito. What's up, beautiful ones? How y'all beloveds doing? Press one in the chat if y'all can hear this well. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What's up, Indians? All right. All right. All right, beloved. Okay,
Um,
so we got Aboriginal Mac from
hey
the
everyone, how you
Indian
doing?
Council. Give him a warm welcome.
No, I'm kidding. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
So, we just plan on shooting the shit a little bit tonight. Two Indians kicking it, talking that nation building shit. You know how it
Hmm.
go. Lito, beautiful ones. What's up, Colleen? Light Bearer, Open Miha, Mark Stoja, Copper Sunshine, Lorenzo Duckworth. What's happening, beautiful ones? Indigenous American Leo. What's happening? How y'all doing? Good to see y'all in the chat. Good to see y'all. So I had some technical difficulties going on. So that was give you a little explanation for my absence last week. Tuesday I was supposed to do a show with Damon Taylor. But I was currently slaying some dragons and shit. One of my family members who's mentally ill has a girlfriend who's even mentally iller, if that makes any sense. And they had a baby, and I was informed that they would not let them take the baby from the hospital, which was probably, good judgment on the hospital and ACS's part, unfortunately. Very good judgment. They're harmless. Well, my cousin is, I can't really speak for the lady that he's in love with. I know she's got some really, really serious issues. um I'm pretty sure that they haven't been treated. I know for sure my cousin, every time he goes to get treatment, he's discriminated against. They're very condescending, things of that nature. It kind of turns him away. Back in 97, he grew up out in Staten Island. Back in 97, someone laced his weed with something, and he kind of just never came back. Okay, so I've been, dealing with these courtrooms and the ACS and stuff like that, just to make sure that they preserve my cousin's rights, for one. Um, Number two, this is, what you have to do for your family. You have to be heavily submerged and involved in these kinds of affairs. And I also just wanted to make it very clear to them that this is the opportunity where they absolutely, that I insist that they actually give my cousin some help. You know, I'm not saying that any medication or anything like that is the answer, but he's definitely got some trauma. He was also really badly injured by I think it was I want to say 121st Police Department. I'm not exactly sure, but the same police that killed Eric Garner, some months before they killed Eric Garner, they broke my cousin's arm and they beat him up, Like I said, he's harmless. He gets up and hustles. He will be, he picks bottles. He does a lot of odd jobs and things like that. He's got pretty consistent people that allow him to earn his living. He cleans up yards. He does whatever. The whole neighborhood knows him. He was a pretty fly nigga, got a lot of chicks before somebody dropped that fucking smoking in a pigeon coop inside of his weed. For whatever wicked reason they did. They do a lot of dust and stuff like that out in Staten Island. So, but anyway, I've been doing, making great strides with him, being able to redirect him to the family. My cousin greets me with Wengapo or Halito now. He used to, from what he remembers, he was down with he was under the influence of Malachi York. Never met the man, so he knows a lot about polite and a lot of those people that come from out of those camps, and that's kind of what he remembers. He's kind of stuck in that time zone, but like I said, he's harmless. He loves nature, people, animals, and elders, but he does not trust white people at all. And there's some other ethnic groups that he has a disdain against from, the way that he's been treated over the course of his life. And of course, from where he remembers prior to him, being drugged. So he's kind of stuck in that time zone. But he's a really sweet dude, very helpful. And, it's just a sad thing. So I've been having to make sure that they're not trying to play him, and at this point that he is supposed to have the services that he's supposed to have. And that's really just it. But again, just like, people picking and choosing which family members they can be there for and which family members they want to love up on and shit like that. And that's some of the shit that we gotta change. You gotta be there one for all and all for one. You understand? Should nobody be fighting none of their battles alone. I realize that there's a lot of separatism. And there's even cliques within the families and stuff like that. But sometimes, again, you got to be the bigger person. And you gotta show your feathers, man. Are you a chief or not? Because the chief is responsible for much more than just their primary children and siblings and stuff like that. It does also extend to extended family. So these are some of the responsibilities that we have, and they don't stop. So that was the reason for my absence. But I will have Brother Damon Taylor on tomorrow, and I'm looking to have a few other people. Especially, I got some super dope matriarch business going on, and I'm looking forward to scheduling some time so I can sit and talk with some other Indigenous sisters that I have in mind. So I'll be reaching out to them this week, and I'll have confirmation. We're going to take this Gregorian calendar year and go out with a bang bang, full of information. And that's about it. But I got the brother Aboriginal Mac here. Very excited, very excited. He's always he's one of the moderators, but he's one of the Indians that's been putting in that, swinging that tomahawk for a very long time now. His brother got a lot of fire. Let me introduce him again. It's Aboriginal Mac from the American Indian Council. What's up, brother?
Oh man, nothing much. Hey, I need everybody to open up a tab bar. Let's get into this because Google, Wikipedia, they changing stuff up. That's why it's very important for y'all if y'all can get the real Constitution, so you could be able to see that what they did today is they took the word Indian and switched it to Native American tribes. So if you go into your Google tabs, open up a fresh one, put in Indians regulate commerce with Congress. And then the first thing that's going to pop up is going to show, a Wikipedia source. And they didn't took the word Indian out and put in Native American. But don't get worried or alarmed. They're doing this because this is just for the public to see. They're giving out false information. But if you have the real laws, then you'll see Indian tribes regulate commerce with Congress.
That's right.
But yeah, they showed it. They I'm looking at it right now on Google. They took out Indian tribes and put in Native Americans. So for those who don't know, this is just another way to confuse you and throw you off.
That's right. So you also want to always make sure you're checking out what sources you're getting it from.
Yep.
Because the older the sources, it'll be completely obvious as to who they are speaking about. And it certainly isn't the Native Americans. Certainly would
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. It sure ain't. It sure ain't. Yeah, man. That's cold blooded right here. What I'm seeing. But anyways, I know we was talking about this a little bit before we went live, but can you please explain to the people why it's so important for them to know that Indians regulate commerce with Congress?
Well, for
Um,
number one, I have there's a lot of areas where a lot of us will agree on a lot of things, but there's some things that we're not going to agree on. And that is such as the use of the word Indian, American Indian. And people say, it's a misnomer and this and this and that. And that's what we did business under, and that's what we signed these treaties under. There's no way around that. There's no way around that. They haven't been activated because everybody's been spending the better part of the last century calling themselves some other shit. So there was really very little room for the actual American Indian to activate or, enforce, have these treaties enforced with all the confusion. So to throw away the word Indian would be quite foolish. Um, and I'm kind of going to stick to that. I've seen it in many instances during some of the battles that I have and some of the tomahawks that I've been swinging. And why would you get away from the word that they never allowed you to use? They've been, since the moment those treaties been signed, they've been trying to put black and everything else under the sun. Even Negro should not be completely excluded because Negro is actually in some of these treaties. Okay,
yeah.
that's going to mean for the people that were misclassified right there. So how can you throw away a word that's absolutely necessary to get what it is that you're asking for? So unless people are gonna, come up with some way to get around that, then I don't really know what to tell them. Especially if you have the proof of them calling you Negro, it doesn't mean that you are a Negro and some different type of Indian. That's not what that means, and that's not what we're saying. So don't be afraid of that word either. Because somewhere down the line you weren't called Negro, your kinfolk were called mulatto, colored, and Indian, and a bunch of other things. The consistency for us being called Indian has always been a problem because that is the way that we would end up being on top. This is why you have the eugenicist Walter Plecker, and even in his letters to Vital Statistics and these other agencies, he's saying, yeah, the people don't have no problem being called Indian, but we want to stop this shit so they don't think that they can pass for white. Who had any control over certain places where the Indian was actually considered white? In Oklahoma, Sarah Rector, she's dark as night, dark chocolatey woman, the richest so-called a Negro in America. Okay, Standard and Poor, the stock market was formed off of that money that they were, making off of the natural resources for those allotted lands out in what we now call Indian Territory. And they made those laws, and even down to the segregation and the Jim Crow laws, Plessy versus Ferguson, with the Pullman cars, and they were having to segregate them. Sarah Rector was considered white, so there was no way that she would have to sit in the back of any bus anywhere. You understand? So a lot of these people don't understand what laws were applicable to what places. Oklahoma was not established till 1906, 1907. So prior to that, it was a part of something else. And this is also, thank you so much, Black Indian. This is also going to go back to those lines, those imaginary lines and borders and boundaries that we set up in our minds so that we don't realize Arkansas and Virginia and Tennessee are the same damn place.
And you know what I was thinking too, Phoenix? I was thinking, because, they say that, Indian land is in a trust, right? Well, if Indians in Congress have equal power, and the Indian was purposely miseducated and reclassified over and over again, then that leaves Congress in charge of Indian land. So that means Congress, since the Indian is you know is not coherent and the Indian don't know who they are, that leaves Congress in control, and Congress can make all the laws to go against the Indian and replace the Indian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is why it's very important for our people to understand that the peace treaties and the Constitution, which Indians are a part of, is the supreme laws of the land. And that everything Congress, because Congress also deals with immigration. So all these people that's coming into your areas and all this gentrification stuff that's going on, you can stop that.
That's right. That's
But you
right.
can't stop that if you're letting your ideology and religion come before your race. So if you say, and this is, I'm not speaking for nobody but myself. I don't like when people sit up here and say, I'm Hebrew, I'm Moor, I'm this, I'm that. You don't have no power here. Indians have power here. If you keep calling yourself something foreign, then maybe you should just take your foreign ass back to wherever you think that you come from. Because what can you do? What are we fighting for? And this is a question to the Indians. When these Moors and Hebrews and all these other people talk about coming together, who is it going to benefit? How is it going to benefit your cause getting with other people that's confused? And then that's another question for the Moors and the Hebrews to answer too. Why would you want to get involved with the Indians when you're not going to benefit from it? Everybody needs to stop being confused, man. Like I keep telling people, we could actually see a change in this lifetime. We ain't gotta sit up here and put down the foundation and until wait till we get old and our kids can see a change. We can see a change in this lifetime. You just have to stop being so weak. Because a lot of us Indians are being weak. We straddling the fence. We don't know who we are. A lot of us want to side with the Moors somewhat and then try to come back to the Indians. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Either you're an Indian or you not. Either you trying to get this land and this currency or you not. Because this shit belongs to you. It's yours. I don't know. That's what I want to say so far. Hello, Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
that's exactly right. Like I've seen it myself. Wanagi, peace and love, beloved. I've seen it myself. Even as much as I had, spoke to my cousin and told him, and he knows what it is, and I'm able to bring him back to reality, right? And when he got in there, instead of saying I got my attorney in fact here or my next friend, it was really simple because I already had everything lined up. He selected to have this white woman be his so-called court-appointed attorney. Game was over after that. That's when they never mentioned the baby's name. They called the baby a subject. They said that they were remanding subject, infant, minor. Okay. Now my cousin's been arrested before. Anybody that's been arrested, when you hear the words remand, they not letting your ass out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly what happened. And his baby was turned over to foster care as a result of him waiving his rights, which I was making sure was reserved. And he got scared. And that was the end of that.
Yeah, you never want to waive your rights either, y'all.
We got to fight to get our bloodline kinfolk out of the grips of ACS, and it's called ACS out here in New York City, Child Protective Services. Okay. Now we got to go through all of this to get this baby out. You see, because he let them call his baby a subject, and he waived his rights at the point where he did what is it called? Express consent, where he allows somebody else to speak for him. And that somebody else does not represent him. That somebody else is an agent to the court, not an agent to the principal. And he would be the principal or the beneficiary. He's now transferred that. So yeah, a lot of our people are fucking scared. What they're fucking scared of, I don't know exactly. And what's so crazy? He thought he had some sort of victory in the bag. I saw his whole facial expression change when he realized that it was a so-called black judge, some elder sister with salt and pepper dreadlocks. And She took your Indian baby away, nigga. You
Yeah.
see? Now this is some of the thing, and I had to highlight some of this shit to him. You know, like, listen, look at what's going on around you. Like, these are the demons that I fight. And these are the ones that I'm gonna fight for you, but I can't fight for you if you don't let me.
And
Right,
then don't let them call y'all minorities either. I mean, that's equivalent to them calling you retarded. You
right.
know, that's why you guys need to understand legalese and what these words mean, because minority, and when you type in minority on Google, that meaning is not going to be the same as in a law dictionary.
That's right.
It's not. Just like native, when you type in native on Google, that definition for that word is not going to be the same in a law book. So y'all need to get y'all like a Black's Law dictionary or some type of dictionary. I mean, all y'all got cell phones. Download a free law or legal dictionary. That way you can look up what these words mean.
That's right. That's right. And it's imperative that you do. It's going to help you understand a lot of shit in the long run. And then there's nothing else to question. It's not the fact that, you know, that we know so much more than every fucking body else, man. Listen, you got to read between the motherfucking lines. That's it. Now that your ass know you home, you should know how people should treat you in your home. If this is the attitude that you have, that's the natural attitude of someone who is the motherfucking landlord and not the tenant. There's a certain way you got to act when you living in somebody else's house. There's a certain type of set of rules and shit that they got. Nigga, you own the house. You own the motherfucking house. How the hell is your tenants talking all this shit? Your tenants got a whole fucking laundry list of shit for you to do, right? But the tenant ain't really doing what they supposed to do. You're supposed to evict them. That's the type of mentality that the Indians is supposed to be having.
Yeah.
Win-win. Don't focus on the fucking problems. We know about the problems. Now it's the solutions. Nigga, you don't know about the solutions. That's how you get them wins. Once you start getting them motherfucking wins, ain't nobody gonna be able to tuck you back in that fucking box. You ain't going back in that box.
And then you know what else I don't like, Phoenix? How our people are so soft on these foreigners. You know, they come over here, the foreigners disrespect them. Look, me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. These foreigners that come over here, I call ICE, baby. I call ICE. I make it hard for them because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you.
They don't.
And you want to be all inclusive and you know, bend over backwards for these foreigners. These foreigners is helping each other out and keeping you suppressed.
That's right.
Believe it or not.
That's
So
right.
yeah, I call ICE on their ass and give them a hard time because it's my people that sit up here, that set up here in March, that set up here and, you know, made fools on television, you know, and these foreigners are benefiting from it.
Yeah.
You need to have pride in your race, in your people. I don't know.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You gotta have fucking pride and listen. I was in Inglewood and seen a whole bunch of Armenians in there speaking their language, with EBT cards and shit. You see? So now they coming up, gentrifying your neighborhood, taking your motherfucking resources, taking shit. Now what you gonna do about it? Now if a nigga if a nigga steal your girl, you want to shoot him, right? Nigga capture your girl's mind, nigga want to shoot him. You ain't got no smoke for these goddamn oppressors. That shit bugs me out. Motherfucker step on your shoe, somebody roll their eyes, like the simplest triggers that could get skin folk to activate on you real quick, right? When it take it to the point of no return. They want to make it final. Farewell to you because you stepped on another nigga's sneakers. But here it is, motherfucker, taking your baby, and you sitting there with your hands behind your back in a fucking slave position, looking down at your feet and shit, waiting for somebody to fucking show you some goddamn mercy. Sitting in there, never even arguing whether or not you supposed to be in there. Because before they think they're gonna say, "Oh, I ran a red light" or whatever it is the fuck that they talking about. I got some shit that's gonna just, you know, we got to get to before we even get to that. You want to have business with me? Well, there's some fucking prerequisites. Who the hell is this last name? This name is really distorted. That wouldn't be how I sign my shit. Man, I'm telling you, they get so mad, they fucking throw your ass out the courtroom. What are you talking about? This how you know when people don't have none of those stories, you know that they still just hovering on that line of, I'm scared to deal with these motherfucking pilgrims.
But see, Phoenix, that's just like I try to tell a few Indians, like, just go down to the police department, have a conversation with them, ask them questions, because for them to be arresting you over penal codes, like for example, I had made a video talking about, they arresting our people for possession. You're
Right.
not breaking no laws.
That's right.
They putting you behind bars because of codes, not laws, codes. That's why y'all need to attend these police meetings. Y'all need to study the laws. Y'all need to tell them, look, y'all violating our rights here. Y'all not supposed to be doing this. Y'all not supposed to be doing that. Y'all can make so much of an impact in your neighborhoods to the point where y'all would be the ones walking around with guns or weapons, and the police can't have weapons in your areas. You guys can do that.
That's
Indian?
right. That's right. Got all the power in the motherfucking world. Like, come on now. And this is the shit that, got to get talked about. Got to have these types of conversations and shit. No other people in this motherfucking country got the power that the Indian have. And this is why. This is why they were so upset at the fact that, you have all these other groups, okay? And they really kind of just joined in together. It may not look like it. It may look like these set of Indians is not fucking with these type of Pan-Africans, or they not fucking with these type of Native Americans. And I was watching Brother K. Sean a little earlier today. And he pointed that shit out again. I saw that shit months ago, and I was screaming on quite a few people, so-called Indians, regarding their loyalty and shit like that, because these niggas ain't got none. They ain't got none. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of them show it every time. And then when they do have some loyalty, they loyal to the wrong niggas. Y'all better start checking these motherfuckers out. You're gonna be down with some niggas that's down with some shit you not with. Now it's gonna be time to make these motherfuckers take their mask off. You understand? So it's only gonna be a certain level that they're able to get to. So if you motherfuckers let them take your money, you start donating, sending these motherfucking creeps some shit that ain't never gonna happen. There's some motherfuckers down the block that might want to sell you some goddamn swampland in the middle of fucking Arizona too. You see? Because that's how about as far as that shit gonna go. So a lot of these niggas, and that front is gonna come to an end. I don't give a fuck who got love for them when that fucking wall come crashing the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a part of that shit. You don't want to be no fucking subject on another nigga's wiretap. That's all I'm telling y'all motherfuckers. I ain't gonna tell y'all who to hang with. Y'all niggas is grown. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do, and that's fine. But I'm telling y'all better make sure y'all fucking with the right ones. And you have the right to scrutinize and vet these motherfuckers out. Don't get away from these churches and these other schools of thought to get caught up in this shit and make your fucking heritage be something that put a lot of pressure on you. This supposed to bust the pipes, not put pressure on your motherfucking back. This is how we keep the flow going, right? We take this pain and turn this shit up, to the next level. And this is how we got to channel it. So, like I said, got to start vetting these motherfuckers out. Sometimes they keep in company. I might like you, but them niggas you hang out with ain't no good. I'm not going to spend a lot of valuable time being no Debbie Downer and keep telling you, oh, I don't like them niggas you fuck with. I don't like them niggas you fuck with. You see, I don't come in those fucking set. When them niggas is around, then you should have a clue. And that should be fine. You should know how to be both our fucking friend. Don't compromise nothing I'm telling you, and you ain't got to compromise nothing that them niggas telling you neither. We just not gonna click. We're not gonna work, and I can do that. You understand? I'm not here for the divide. I'm not here for the all in together, the all inclusive shit. When it come down to niggas fucking around with outsiders and shit. And when I say these outsiders, motherfuckers that can't pick a side, there ain't no goddamn treaty that says Hebrew. That falls into your belief system, not the fucking reality. Okay? That falls into what you believe versus what it actually is. You're not in these fucking courtrooms talking that shit, right? And even if you did use the Bible in these type of settings, you're still not gonna call yourself no motherfucking Hebrew.
Facts.
And you can actually use the Bible and actually use the Quran in a court of law, right? But you don't know what you're doing. So this is why you got to throw that shit away. So sometimes, like, it ain't nothing that's got to keep being said and keep being repeated. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, motherfucker, you got to choose. And until you do, you're not going to get the results that you're thinking about. And it'll look like ain't nothing really happening and shit. A nigga get frustrated and go do what? They're going to go pick another side. Right? They got frustrated with the Nation of Islam. Now they over here fucking with the Hebrews. Oh, the fucking Hebrews didn't let them eat shrimp. They ain't really like this. They ain't like that. So now they over here just fucking jumping crews, jumping cliques, jumping fucking schools of thought. Grown motherfuckers looking to fit in somewhere. All you gotta do back to motherfucking grandma. And this is what I'm saying. You know, to a lot of the Moors, nigga, get back to your grandma too. Y'all got business with your grandma. Just like we got business with ours. Now, there's no way you're going to mix the fucking two. There's no way you're going to mix the fucking two. You can't. Moors have their own shit. They have their, you know, they act of 2012. They got more recent things specifically for them. And it don't say Indian in that shit. It don't.
And that shit so ain't ancient either.
That's correct. And then when we have our text that's relative to our laws and treaties and things that we supposed to be dealing with, that shit don't say more. So therefore, there's two separate motherfucking businesses. Now, once they get their shit together, the Indians get their shit together, then you can start dealing with these other, you know what I'm saying, colored people, should I say, or people of color, as far as strengthening, you know, strengthening the world's view on people with, you know, with the skin complexion, right? Because the world is actually looking at the Indians. They're not singling out Moors saying when the Moors going to get it together. They want to know when the fuck is them Americans going to get their shit right.
Yeah.
So if Indians regulate commerce and the so-called Black American dollar is the most powerful dollar in the world, who the fuck are the Black Americans?
I was just about to say that too. And it funny that even in the Eastern Hemisphere in so-called Africa, the dollar is powerful over there. It means so much over there. Like it's mind blowing how we've been taught that, you know, Africa have all the resources and China this and China that, but everybody is taking American money and sending it back home, or taking American money and buying acres, millions of acres of land in a whole nother hemisphere.
Exactly.
But y'all don't understand that. Y'all don't pay attention to things.
That's right.
I don't get it.
That's right.
And then I want to ask everybody in the chat, what do the word Hebrew mean? I want you guys to type it in there. What does the word Hebrew mean? Please tell me. I'll wait, because last time I checked, it just meant people across the water. So even if you say that you're Hebrew, okay, Hebrew, who do you descend from? Who do you descend from? What protects you? What protects your land? What protects your people? Please don't say the Bible and that's it. Please. Please don't say that.
That's right.
I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me, what do it mean? Those that crossed over.
Okay. Those that crossed over. Crossed over where? The Mississippi? The Yellow River? Like, we'll never know. Crossed over what? Crossed over between flesh and spirit? What? Crossed over what?
Wallace Carroll said his understanding is that Hebrew means a crosser. Oh, man. But yeah, man, understand what these words mean. Stop calling yourself this stuff. Right. Even in Hebrew, what does it mean in Hebrew? What does Hebrew mean in Hebrew? How do you spell it in Hebrew? Somebody tell me. Because that's an American word, Hebrew. So find out the spelling of Hebrew in what is so-called Hebrew, right? Or a Jew. Y'all calling yourself this stuff and it don't make any sense. This is stopping us from progressing. This is stopping us from kicking the foreigner's ass.
I'm interested in seeing how come the Israelites can't do business with Israel. I want to know why them motherfucking brown folks getting kicked out of Israel right now if they the original Israel, right? Because they calling them Israelis. And don't none of them motherfucking believe you. They done patented that word. So you shit out of luck on that one. Shit out of luck now. And they have Jews have an anti-defamation league. So go ahead and talk shit about them really, and they'll silence your ass. Because they got the power to do that politically, because they set up the right way. Right? Yeah. So I need to see where these treaties are. Can't say the Bible because that shit is shared with everybody in the motherfucking world. You see? That ain't no goddamn exclusive book that been passed down for thousands of motherfucking years. Bullshit. Since they've been dealing with the SESKV account since the 16 fucking hundreds. And then here comes this book that's showing people how to master commerce, right? This is the difference. The Quran is completely about how to do business. It says a lot of the same shit, talks about sureties and guarantors, right? And the shit that comes out of the mouth. See? The only difference, it talks from a council point of view because it says we a lot in the Quran. And we told you and us and things like that. It talks plural more so than a singular entity, right? So, and it's still, even within that, it's still telling you how to get these motherfucking precincts and shit off your motherfucking back. It's still got the fruit of how to not get tased. It's still got the fruit. The nigga asks about the taxes. They talk about taxes, the tax collectors. They talk about lawyers. They talk about doctors. They talk about all this shit and loving your own. Right? The lady pulling on Jesus shit. And he said it'd be wrong of me to give the children's food to the dogs. Right. So did he love every fucking body? No, nigga, he loved his own kind. Right?
Ain't that what Muhammad Ali was saying?
That's what he was saying. It'd be wrong of me to give the children's food to the dogs. He basically calling the lady a bitch. What's a female dog? It's a bitch. How the fuck you gonna feed foreigners but don't feed your own motherfucking children? Why the fuck do you care more for the foreigners than you do with your own children? Yeah, and they talk about the children of Israel, how they mixed up with strangers, right? This is why the ideologies can't stay on the same page. And all in all, the people never honored their mother and their fathers because they forgot grandma joining into all these fucking strange ideologies. They left home.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, and then that also played a part as the sellout niggas. You know, I mean, the foreigners really don't have power. It's our own people, you know, helping the foreigners sell us out. You know, like Marcus Garvey, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all them niggas help sell us out. They all helping the foreigners against us.
That's right.
It used to make me sick to my stomach when I used to just see, you know, all them people getting killed like 2 years ago when Obama was in office.
Oh man.
All the people, all our people getting on stage talking about forgiveness and stuff about minorities. Go back and play all them interviews.
Yeah.
Our people, oh man, it was terrible. The stuff that they was telling our people to call themselves minorities. Oh my God.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting. That Black Lives Matter shit was painful like a motherfucker, boy. It ended up being painful. Niggas should be worried about suing for those fucking images that's in your mind from seeing Rice getting gunned down, from seeing Freddie Gray with his fucking spine broken the fuck up. Those are the things that we supposed to be suing for. This is the shit that now we all had to have these fucking special talks with our sons and shit like that. How the fuck do you teach somebody how to walk to school without getting tased or stopped by the police and all this special fucking talks? You think these fucking foreigners got to have these conversations? Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know why? Because they have fucking treaties. Just like the brother that was on Buck Wyland's show last week. And he showed the Treaty of Korea and the United States. So now they can't go up in these motherfucking warehouses up in the goddamn fashion district right here in Manhattan. Everybody got a Koreatown in their motherfucking major city near them. This is why they don't have the same problems that y'all have. They run up in your motherfucking house looking for drugs and shit, but they ain't running up in their warehouse looking for nothing.
Wait, so they can't run up in the fashion district no more?
They can't run up in they warehouses and none of that shit. Oh, you got to check that show out. I'll send you the link. It was dope. It was absolutely dope. And the brother lives in Japan for the last 20 years. He know he American Indian. He out there doing, got his business and shit going, but he broke it down real fucking simple. He broke it down real fucking simple.
Well, that's commerce right there. If they can't run up inside a business, that's commerce.
They can't run. They can't. Everything has to deal with they habeas corpus. None of that shit can be denied. None of their rights can be denied. Okay, so they're not running down, stopping and frisking Chow Yun Fat. They're not doing it. You see, and there's a reason why. And these people got their negotiations. This is their contract. They can go to anywhere USA and get treated better than the motherfucking Indian. Straight like that. Cause the Indian, fucking around, being scared and shit like that. Can't do that. Got to take charge of your own shit. If you got children, that's your tribe, yo. If you got children, start with them because you're gonna meet another family, and that's gonna be another tribe. And then before you know it, there'll be a nation state of people that all are on the same page, agree, got the same beefs, same grievances, and want the same type of redress of grievances. That's where the nations is gonna come in at. That's where they're gonna come in at.
But why is our people so afraid to talk to you? I mean, you might as well say employers. I mean, not employers, but employees. Because I mean, you're the boss. You the boss. So why are you afraid to go on these town hall meetings? See what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Why are you afraid to voice your opinion and speak for your people? Why are you afraid to do that? Why does it take for somebody else to do it and then for you to follow up and do it next?
That's right.
Why don't you be a leader? Do that shit first. Like I shouldn't this shit make me want to go film myself, go into a police station, talk to the so-called chief or whoever's in charge, and put it out there on YouTube just for y'all to just do the same thing in your local areas. I shouldn't have to do that first. You should go out there and do it first. Be a leader. Stop being a fucking follower. I don't understand. I know a lot of people like, man, I don't want to go in the police station. I don't want to look like a snitch or look like this. How?
Them motherfuckers work for you. If not, they're gonna be working against you, busting you upside your head and fucking tasing you, doing highway robbery, stealing your motherfucking car. Don't wait for them to pull you the fuck over. Go down there and introduce yourself. Let them know who the Indian is. Because if they don't, when they see you driving by, all they see is a black man or a black woman. And guess what happens to them fucking people? See, it's shit that they can't do to the motherfucking Indian. What is niggas afraid of? Them motherfuckers work for you.
G1 said, I love talking to the police. I'm an agent. Man, look.
Shit. If you're an agent to the principal, what's the problem with that? Niggas throw that word agent around like, you got to be careful how you throw that around. Agent to the principal is you controlling your straw. So, that ain't a bad fucking thing.
Me trying to make a change in my community and help my people, I'm an agent. How does that sound? So you rather for the police to pull you over, search you, go ramshack through your car without a warrant, and you don't want nobody to speak for you? But I'm an agent.
Right.
I'm working for the police. I'm speaking for you, but you saying I work for the police. Nigga, that's how dumb you sound. That's how scary you niggas sound.
That shit crazy. Even I gotta say this because this was the fucking kicker with my cousin and his baby mama. She wouldn't come to the ACS meeting. So they was trying to get her into a contract. Now it's crazy. This woman, she batshit crazy. But she fucking, in a weird ass way, even in her psychosis, she knew her fucking rights. So they're on the phone trying to get her to come down to this meeting and shit like that. And they're saying shit like, Miss, this is your baby. You need to be here. She said, listen, I don't conduct no business over the phone. I'm telling you, I'll bust out crying. She was like, I hear what you're saying. If I can make it down there, I'll make it down there. But, like I said, I don't know who it is I'm even speaking to. And I'm not going to conduct no business about my baby on the phone. So now she still never waived her rights and she never obligated herself to come somewhere where she wasn't going to fucking show up.
Mm-hmm.
Even in her fucking psychosis, she knew how to fucking contract, decline offers, right? Because that's what she did. She declined that offer to be there. Nah. But when I do catch up with y'all, we can have this conversation, but I don't conduct business over the phone. Now they can't even fucking penalize her for agreeing to show up somewhere that her ass wasn't coming. You see?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
just don't understand how that shit is mind blowing though. I still can't get over what this nigga said. This nigga said agent. Nigga, like, how do you call somebody who's writing for they folks to protect you niggas from these agencies an agent? How does that work? Nigga, ain't none of you niggas got guns, probably. Ain't none of you niggas down here, you know, talking to officials and shit like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing for your people? How are you defending your people? How are you defending your family alone? Nigga, not only that, how are you defending yourself?
That's right.
Because nigga, if you don't know the laws, then you don't have no ammo to combat the agencies coming at you.
That's right.
So if you get out here getting arrested on penal codes and possession, you shouldn't be talking.
That's
at
right.
all.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We definitely ain't dealing with no goddamn penal codes, not over this motherfucking way. And if that's what governs your fucking life, then keep getting busted upside your fucking head. Nobody's going to stop you. Nobody stops anybody from going to get a driver's license, just like nobody forces a motherfucker to go down and get one. My suggestion is save yourself some motherfucking trouble and go introduce yourself to the people that's going to be looking to lock you up, steal your shit, seize your property in the event that you don't comply with what subjects comply with. And that's such as a driver's license, such as insurance on your car, and all these other kinds of things, all these little nuances and shit like that, right? You need to go make yourself acquainted. So at least this fucking precinct knows you, when you in your town, you ain't got to worry about shit. But when your ass goes somewhere else, you go on vacation somewhere, what can happen? A lot of shit can happen. Right. And a lot of these type of agencies are fraternal. So if you piss these motherfucking police off, they got brothers that work in the fire department, niggas. So when you call them motherfuckers, they gonna take their time. Your shit gonna be burnt to a crisp before they motherfucking get there. Right. And then there's somebody that got smoke inhalation because you done pissed off the people at the police department who done alerted their fucking fire department brothers not to come put the fire out at your fucking crib. Now you got smoke inhalation. Guess who's the fucking nurse practitioner in the ER? Motherfuckers be lining they shit up. You gotta make sure you know who the fuck you dealing with. Get all up in their business. You worried about what the fuck they talking about? Oh, they said I got caught with 2 ounces of this and that. Nigga, did they say your name right? That ain't what we call you, nigga. We call you Junebug. There's about 30 people that can say we know this nigga as Junebug. So who is Martin, Clyde, comma T? Right? Well, they don't even that before you even get the jurisdiction, nigga. Who is everybody else? You're looking for this person, but I need to know who that is. They make a motherfucker swear, raise your right hand, and you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nigga, you gotta stand up when that motherfucking judge come in. Why they ain't raising their goddamn hand? It never dawned on you to ask everybody else to swear to tell the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Why only you gotta swear to tell the truth? These niggas knew you was coming. They had time to rehearse their whole shit against you.
Or how about this? Since everybody know that they're Indian, has anybody ever? All right, this is for the people who might be working at the moment. Have it dawned on you to go to your payroll and let them know that Indians not supposed to pay taxes?
Right.
Has anybody went to their payroll?
All of that information. That's all you got to do is notify them. Or you can change your W-4 at any motherfucking time. Anytime during the year, you can change it. There's no limit to how many times you can change it. You can change it from 2 dependents to 10 dependents. You can change it from tax exempt to no, fuck it, take the money out my check. That's up to entirely voluntary. It's up to you. If you call yourself a fucking taxpayer, you go to HR. These people are supposed to be trained. They're trained in human trafficking. It's your fucking job to notify them of who you are. And it's not your job to sit there and tell them bitches how to make sure they stop taking the taxes out or how they change your profile that you don't even see that says that you're black, white, such and such and such and such that designates this racist and shit like that. And a lot of the software that they have that notifies these people who you are via your social security number and other various ways that they have to identify you. You have to make sure that HR knows who you are and set it every day. It's there. Let them stay up late at night trying to figure this shit out that nobody ever schooled them and trained them on. They got master's degrees in this type of shit, but they don't know nothing about how to deal with the Indian. Well, you got a brand new task. Now it's the time for you to start getting them used to knowing how to deal with us.
Yep.
Now that's something everybody could do in their own time, in their own way. That's going to benefit every fucking body. And if niggas can't complete them fucking tasks, then I don't know what to tell them. And then what you worried about, them looking at you strange or them having them sidebar conversations that you already deal with online? Oh, they're African. They in denial. You give a fuck if that's what your human resource representative thinks about you? Are they supposed to have an opinion? Absolutely not. And if they fuck with you, then what you do? You sue their goddamn boots off. It won't happen again. Bet it won't happen again. But if you don't start, acting like you got power, you'll never have it. You'll get overpowered all the time.
Yep. So that should be something you guys should do tomorrow. Because I know y'all ain't gonna go into no police station and introduce yourself and see what's going on in your neighborhood. So why don't you just go to payroll? That should be the baby step. Go to payroll. Yeah. See what's up with you not being able to pay tax. I mean, see what's up with you not paying taxes. Do that. It's in the laws, the supreme laws of the land. Indians not supposed to pay taxes. So just start off with baby steps and go to payroll. How about that?
That's right. That's right. And they start fucking with you and pulling you over. You better have some names. Don't go trying to sue the whole goddamn police department. You're going to deal with that motherfucking officer that was shining the light in your face. He's the nigga that stopped your clock and got this shit popping. That's the nigga that you dragged to the motherfucking ain't no more dragging to do. That's the motherfucker you dragged. Ain't no more dragging to do. Start calling down to these agencies and find out who holds their bond. Right? Because when you start putting claims against their shit, something going to happen, right? This how you start dealing with them. You can't call a EEOC. I'm out to waste some more hell with them. I had a situation with a $500 million company that was here. This is before I left New York, and there's no statute of limitations. So when I talked about how this fucking manager, this old nasty ass, nasty furball motherfucker used to always do. They say some sexually harassment shit all the time. So I finally said something. I reported his ass and my claim came back unfounded. Okay, so about a year or so later, I was outside somewhere else. I think I was at a bar and I'll go outside to smoke and see one of my coworkers walking his dog. And he says, "Hey, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I got that motherfucker, And he tells me that the same dude that I knew that I said was sexually harassing me and that my case was unfounded, the same motherfucking pilgrim said some crazy shit to him in a shop full of men. And all the men in the shop was offended by what he said to this brother. So they ended up firing him for sexual harassment against another man. So you know what I'm going to do, right? Get ready to open that shit up again. Now there's a record of it. See, sometimes you could take those L's and wait your turn because it come back around again. The chicken's coming home to fucking roost. Motherfuckers, you can live off of the violations that these motherfuckers do against the Indian. You can live off of that. It's going to be plenty of fucking lawsuits because these motherfuckers ain't prepared for that. Oh, they're not worried about black people suing, but go ahead, Indian, and start fucking slapping these motherfuckers with that RICO. You start slapping these motherfuckers with that Civil Rights Act and see how some shit change.
Yep. But you have to know the laws. You have to. I mean, it benefits you. Just like how Phoenix was saying, the Koreans had a contract, and they can't do nothing to the Koreans over here. You got a contract as well, and they can't do nothing to you. And you can make up rules. Us as Indians, we could all come together and make up rules. So if it's a lot of foreigners over here, that means we could make foreigners pay more taxes. We can enforce all Indians not to pay taxes. This is a business.
That's right.
Start treating this shit like a business.
That's right. That's it. That's it. It's really not rocket science. You ain't got to be the smartest motherfucker. The main thing is knowing that your ass is home. If a motherfucker can't come in your house and just walk to your kitchen without washing their hands and go in your refrigerator and start cracking some fucking eggs, then how the fuck is it that these people get to invade your privacy? You got to know what it is that's required of free people. And the first thing that free people are in complete agreement with is self-determination. No one can determine that for you. That's like self-esteem. It starts with you and ends with you. No one can do. You can have boosters and encouragers and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, self-determination is going to be how you deal. And stand strong on it and don't waver. Niggas act like, like there's some suspect results and shit that they gonna get by saying that they Indian, still more comfortable hiding under these other fucking umbrellas. But you ain't really sleeping good at night because your ass is oppressed. You know you oppressed. You ain't really sleeping good at night. Motherfuckers still worried about those type of fucked up, impressions that we had of what happens to black people. If you still thinking your mind Indian, that you are subject to those fucking types of instances and shit like that. If that's your motherfucking path, then you don't believe you the motherfucking Indian as far as I'm concerned. Cause you're not letting it be known to the right people. We could talk this shit all day online to each other all day long. We could say it to the Pan-Africans and everybody else. But if you don't say it to these motherfucking oppressors, what the fuck are you even saying it for at all?
They're not ready for it yet. It's a lot of our people who they feel comfortable. Like I said, anybody can be whoever you want to be online. That shit don't matter. What matters is you applying this shit in real life.
That's right.
Them trying to lock your ass up, you need to apply these laws. You need to, like Phoenix said, let them know who you are. When you dealing with having land or whatever, and they trying to hit you with property taxes for those who own land, like, come on, man. This is a business. Get on your shit. Stop playing. Stop bullshitting. Even now, there's still a lot of y'all that still feel uncomfortable calling yourselves Indians. I don't know why.
Right.
Why?
Right. And let me just tell y'all something. Sometimes if you don't find, whatever it is, because I know it's a lot of niggas still looking for the magic papers that say Indian. And listen, that's only for some of them motherfuckers. Not all of them was called that. All right. That don't mean that they wasn't Indians. They still got listed as colored, Negro, black, mulatto, blah, 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 everything but Indians. Right. So don't let that be the motherfucking deterrent. Oh, I can't find my tribe. Well, you got 150 years of your family being in the same fucking area where the Tuscaroras are. What are the chances that they're not Tuscarora? You see these same fucking families. Sometimes you got to take the context clues that's available, right? And then you deal with the process of elimination. Okay. So you still don't have to look for them being, oh, they said that they was this. Okay, well, what faction, what part, what division, what people lived in this area? You could start putting those things together. And if you find those ancient names, then use that. They're not corporate. There's nothing that they can tell you in that instance. It's nothing that they can tell you. I don't care especially if they telling you that this tribe was extinct. They ain't fucking extinct. They wrote them out. They wrote them out. But now you see these motherfuckers, these great-grandparents done been in the same area for over 200 years. Well, what fucking Indians was over there? It's probably them. Probably them. The chances of it not being them is slim and none. Even if they coming from another area where you see they was in Indiana. Nigga, Indiana was part of Virginia. Okay, so now what? What's the problem now? Well, what tribes was over here in this area? These are the people that was there.
Yeah. It's not
those are the people that they tried to erase. It's not rocket science. Oh, I don't know my tribe. Okay, well, you know where your people was at. You know that town that they was at was inhabited by these particular people. That's your motherfucking people. That's the nation you were more than likely associated with. Period. Period. Can't be all these damn excuses and shit like that. You're not gonna find everybody didn't make it to the roles. Everybody did not make it to the rolls. And there's thousands of rolls, not just Dawes rolls. There's thousands of them. Thousands of them. In 1821, California was called Mexico, right? Colorado was called Mexico. So why do people think that they never had no kinfolk that was over that way? It's not impossible. If I'm at your house during the day that they take the census, I'm going to be on that census even though you live in Los Angeles. And then I come back home and I'm in my own house. Now I'm enumerated with my family. Does that mean that I wasn't also in California when they was conducting the census? Do everybody think that they went out on June 1st in the middle of these slave uprisings, rebellions, all this shit with the immigrants coming in? All of this shit was going on and they had time to knock door to door and ask how many people, what's the children's names? How old is this one? What year was they born? Where was their father born at? Where was their mother born at? Do they have any felonies? Did they fight in the war? You think they knocked on a motherfucker door every 10 years on the exact same date trying to collect this data about all these people? No. They started going out for the 2020 census now. So it could be ready by the deadline.
And another thing too, just because, let's just say, for example, you do find the census, just because it says black on there or B for black, read the box. It says color of race. It don't just say race. It says color of race. That don't mean that your race is black. They're just saying that the color of your race is black. So really, I mean, you're not black. Your people are not black. Y'all have to pay attention to details in what they're saying. Because, I mean, it happened to me. It happened to my people. Like, for example, on the Dawes rolls, they listed my great grandmother and her parents as freedmen, and then in the 1910 census or United States census, they had her listed as black, and then 1920 Negro, but it says in the box color of race. So that don't necessarily mean that your people are Negroes and blacks. That's not their race. Mm-hmm. So you can also use that.
That's right. And now this is gonna be the opportunity where everybody gets to break it all the way down. Like now you can really talk about all of the tribes that you related to. And that's another thing. Niggas looking for one specific tribe. Motherfucker, the Sapanis was over here with the Okanichis, and the Tuscaroras was over here with these people. You are a multitude of different different tribes.
Mm-hmm.
So good luck with that. And once you start going deeper into your tree and shit like that, and you start seeing, you're gonna have a hard time picking a side. You're gonna have a hard time picking a side.
But when let's just say, for example, when the Choctaws mix with, let's just say, the Cherokees, right? That would still be considered mixed, wouldn't that?
That's right.
At that time?
That's right. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. So, right. Nigga ain't wrong if you choose Cherokee. He not wrong if you choose Choctaw. Right? It's no wrong with that.
The more laws that protect you, the more history and culture that you have. That's all that means.
That's right. So I'm gonna tell people, it's not, you are entitled. Now this is the law also, whether niggas like it or not. So as far as the Israelites is concerned, you are, entitled to have your religious activities. But all I'm saying is don't let them shit supersede your heritage. Don't let that supersede who your grandma is. Because they ain't call her no Israelite. That's what I'm saying. So put that to yourself. There's going to be a time and a place for that, within your settlements amongst you in that regard. But when it comes down to the big KO, knock the fucking dragon out the box type shit, it has no place in Indian business, has no place in Indian affairs. Some of our was Catholic, some of them was Protestant, some of them was this and that. but they was always Indians, and that was always the fucking fight that they wanted us to stay away from. They wasn't cutting nobody fucking throat for saying that they was goddamn Christian. They wasn't cutting nobody throat, killing off nobody because a nigga said he was a goddamn Israelite. But go ahead and call yourself an Indian, they want to take your motherfucking head off.
Yeah.
That's gonna pay another tribe to bring your fucking scalp back. That was the problem. They always made these agreements with who? The Indians. They ain't make no agreements with the Israelites. So they never was looking to hang no motherfuckers. What's some niggas that Marcus Garvey, the commandment keepers? They was not looking to hang them niggas. They wanted them to keep talking that shit and take these niggas' mind off the motherfucking land. That was the goal. So for a motherfucker to say, you know, oh, they got a problem with the word American Indian, well, find a treaty that says whatever it is that you feel that you may be a part of. That's where you can build that. But as far as America is concerned, the Aboriginal people of America are called American Indians. Period.
And why would you want to break away from something that you built just for foreigners to take over it? Why would you want to do that?
Right.
A lot of our people need to stop telling our people to get away from the system when it's our people who built this shit. So you just going to allow foreigners to take our shit from us? You know now, the supreme laws of the land is telling you that Indians regulate commerce with Congress. This is your land. That's
right. And let me tell y'all something else too. I'm looking in the chat and I see some of y'all last names and I already know we kinfolk. Now, is it my fucking job to tell you, hey, look in this area? You know your folks is in motherfucking Tennessee. Look up all the people named such and such in those areas. What are the chances of you not being a part of those nations or not being a part of those tribes? This is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of shit is just common sense. Them last names and shit. There's a bunch of folks that have the same commonality. And it ain't because they all had the same fucking slave master. That's bullshit. They were under a specific company. And the company name was what is now people's surnames. Period. Mm-hmm. Period. So, you know, I would say, yeah, One Joe, I'm telling you, that's the name that I looked at that name, Saunders. Sanders, such a Cherokee name. Such a Cherokee name. Such a Cherokee.
Where would I be able to go to pull up the last names, Phoenix?
Say that again.
Where would I be able to go to pull up the last names?
You can look at a lot of the General Assembly records. You can look in the town records, the county records, you know, shit like that. Definitely the county and town records. Definitely want to look in those records. There's always a plethora of information. Just look on the census. When you find your people on the census, look to the page to the left. If your folks are on page 210 out of 1,000 pages, maybe shoot over 50 more pages and look at all the Joneses in that area. Look at all of the Sanders or Saunders in that area. Look at all of the West in that area. Look at all the Robinsons in that area. You'd be surprised. You page over to the left or page over to the right. Nigga, Grandma Cousins is right up the block.
Mm-hmm. So was there certain last names that certain Indian tribes had that others may not have?
Well, depending on where they migrated from, yes, because some people are going to have French names. Some people will even have Spanish names.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that, but depending on who the colonizers were at that time or whatever their particular political association or affiliations were at the time, you know, there was always fights with between families back then regarding political affiliations, right? Some people wanted the French to stay and some people wanted the British to go. Niggas chose sides, and sometimes that divided families and shit too.
And we should never let that happen again. Now that we all know the truth and know what's going on and know that majority of us are related to each other, we should never, ever fight each other and kill each other.
That's right.
You know, all of our families should be ruling. We are rulers. We are kings. You know. Oh man. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole fact. And you know, we just got to start engaging in these types of affairs that only include us. We should start dealing with, you know, bartering and stuff like that. Got a lot of cool plans coming up, and I really just hope people will participate. And it's a method to the madness, because this is going to get us used to trusting each other again, being able to do business exclusively with each other, right? Because we all go in these supermarkets and you don't never barter them down and say, well, I don't want to pay $5 for this loaf of bread, and your ass ain't got no coupon. You ain't gonna go in there and tell them, well, I got $3 and that's all I'm gonna pay for this. But nigga, don't come in my store and see an item that costs $10 and think you gonna give me $4.50 for it. That shit ain't gonna work. So we got to get used to dealing with each other on the up and up and being fucking fair with each other.
Yeah, that's real. That's real talk.
You know, I think.
Well,
Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just about to say I got to go pick up my son or whatever. But I love talking to y'all. The only thing I wish y'all would start doing is just question everything and be more active. You got the power, you got the juice. Stop being scary.
That's right.
And then I think tomorrow, what I'll do tomorrow for y'all, I'll go inside a police station for y'all and ask them questions, put them in a hot seat, and yeah, and I'll post a video up for y'all. I'll do that for y'all, so that way y'all can have the courage to go in here and speak to these people about what's going on in your communities and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. You know, I ain't got school, you know, so I'll do that for y'all.
That's dope. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't wait to get back to Cali, bro. Can't wait to get back.
We need to link up.
For sure. You already know. I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much. It's been a long time since you been on the Phoenix Moon Show. I'm so glad you came, though. We'll link up again soon.
You already know. And I appreciate you. I love you. I love all y'all. Y'all take care.
Love you too, beloved. Peace of life. So yeah, Indians, you know, I was very grateful to have the good brother on the show. You know, he spits it straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Kim Lace. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I love y'all, man. I know what time it is. I know I got all my faith. I put all my chips on y'all. You understand what I'm saying? This is just where we gotta make sure that motherfuckers is on the up and up and doing what they supposed to do, man. It's not really that hard. The win is in the bag. There's nothing else that could come from this but the win. How bad do you want it? How organized are you willing to be to see this come into fruition? And again, just like the brother said, this shit can happen in our lifetime. This shit can happen in our lifetime. You understand? So, you know, just want to make sure that everybody on the same page and start doing what it is that you can, man. Like, first of all, I'm just going to tell you, if you don't know what to do for yourself, the most important shit you do is make sure you filling out your children's shit correctly. Now that shit you got full and total control over, that's where you're supposed to be making sure that your children's shit is motherfucking airtight. If there's a school that gets shut down and on lockdown, you want to be the only one that can walk up in that motherfucking school building and go and get your children. Right? While all the parents outside hoping that their children can get a sneak in a text call and let them know what's going on inside that building, when they have these little fucking so-called threats and shit, and they got to put the children's school on lockdown, you want to be able to walk in that school like, let me get my shorty. You see? And you got to make sure that you make these declarations start real small. It don't have to be no fancy, elaborate fucking letter and all this other shit fancy. It don't have to have the best grammar, the best fucking diction. Just make sure you ain't using none of them fucking words that have dual meanings, especially when it comes down to the law. Even when they sending home those permission slips, look in the fucking fine print. You know, they say shit in the fine print. Yeah, they want to take your daughter to the museum and all this other shit. And then in the fine print, it'll say the school district, the police, and any of its other agencies are not responsible. Well, damn, nigga, if you wanted to send your 8-year-old child to a whole nother city by her motherfucking self, wouldn't CPS be knocking on your door? But when you sign that fucking permission slip, you're saying that nobody's responsible. for your child. And you're agreeing to let them go. So now if something happens, you can't sue the school, you can't sue the police, you already signed a waiver. So you just definitely want to make sure you give everything the motherfucking eagle eye. Want to definitely do that. Scrutinize some of this shit. Scrutinize some of this shit. Start talking to some of these politicians. Like the brother said, go sit in at these town hall meetings. When they ask you, you know, it's your turn to grab the mic, make sure that shit is effective. Fucking Academy Award winning performance. Anytime the motherfuckers offer you the microphone, you better shoot your shot. Better shoot your shot. Start declining some of their fucking offers. It's not that hard. Can you step out of the car? No, sir, I cannot. You got to learn how to deal with these responses too and rebuttals to certain shit, right? And some shit ain't even up for fucking debate. Some shit ain't even up for debate. And you get that information up if you want to. Don't be so quick to sign shit. Don't be so quick to agree to something, right? It's the same shit. These pilgrims, they already know we on top. They already know we awoke. They already know we know what we know. Now we have to prepare them to getting used to relinquishing and getting their asses out of our thrones. They kept the seat warm for a long fucking time. Now they can find some other business to do. We got to start reassigning some of the jobs that we have allowed them to perform, because it's failed us miserably, right? Much against our satisfaction. These are some of the things we have to change. If Indians regulate commerce, guess what? You're not going to find no document that say anything about the Aborigines. Keep in mind, the Aboriginal people of America are the American Indians. I can show you these treaties where my grandfathers and them, that motherfuckers signed, the family signed, and that shit calls them some type of Indian, whether it's Chickahominy Indian, Pamunkey Indian, this type of Indian, it calls them something to that effect. But it's worldwide known that these are the Aboriginal people to America. So it's not that important to hold and cling on to that word. It is important, however, that you know the difference between an American Indian and a Native American, right? There's an absolute difference. So I want to make sure y'all keep that shit in mind, man. Again, like I said, there's going to be a plethora of last names that deal with all of the clans in your family at Reina, Leona. There's going to be a whole bunch of plethora of last names. And this is where our 6 degrees of separation comes in, and it's showing that ultimately there's going to be a multitude of y'all that can actually say y'all related to me, that we are related, right? So this is where a lot of the people that are a lot more advanced in their genealogy, you should be able to make connections between these main families and now start seeing the rest of us that you related to. Our folks come out of, if you got Turners and they came out of Virginia, if you got Walkers and they came out of Tennessee, if you have this family and they came out of Kentucky, what are the chances that we're not fucking kin? So if that means that I'm a fucking Cherokee, wouldn't you be a Cherokee too? So what is everybody really looking for? When really all you're supposed to do is be looking for your family. Don't just look for, necessarily, what specific tribal name you have. Because a lot of them joined other people. The Catawbas went to live with the Choctaws, right? You have the Sherrod that went to live with the Catawbas. So now they kind of like one and the same. Nobody really thinks of the Sherrods, right? But listen, they part of the Catawbas now. So everybody went and joined wherever they could just to have that political body over them. So this is why you're going to find that you are a multitude of different tribes. Multitude of different tribes. If y'all lived in a specific area, you can't really say, that you some new tribe. But if the town is called this, then why wouldn't you call yourself that name? If there's a river right there, you the people of that river. As long as it's the people in it, can they say that you not who you say that you are? No, they can't. No, they can't. So you know, at the end of the day, just remember there's always going to be some sort of relativity between us all. We did not just all, join this cool little section over here that we got and go through all of the shit that we've been going through just to be all divisive and shit like that. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not working with no motherfucking outsiders. Don't even approach me if y'all working with outsiders. And that's not to be rude, but I only got business with the Indians right now, man. I'm not working with no fucking outsiders. I don't really care how charming they are, how cool they are. They got rights, and they don't gotta worry about the same shit we gotta worry about. And with that being said, I don't feel that it's important for me to need those type of connections at this point. If they really about to get down, then they gonna wait their turn to where it's our turn to, sit down and link up and talk some real business shit. But outside of that, nigga, you can't even fucking get out your neighborhood without them red, white, and blue lights coming on. I don't want to hear about no motherfucking, oh, your man from over here somewhere got to deal with these people. I can't. I won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it. So everybody know where the hell I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I keep my shit real transparent. I ain't got no time for all this other shit. But like I said, I'm an Indian every motherfucking day. Not just online, not just in social media. So I'm just hoping that everybody start getting more comfortable with exercising some of this shit. Like the brother said, go to your fucking jobs and tell them goddamn employers who it is, who you are, what it look like. You know what I'm saying? But that's your job, young Cherokee. They respect you though when you do. They respect you when you do. He said the police hate when our police they ask. No, they hate being corrected. They hate that they can't get no blood in, right? They can't get your skin. That's what they hate. But at the same time, they respect you for being able to fucking stand your shit. They respect you. Believe that shit. And them niggas will talk about you till they fucking retire. They talk about you till they retire. While they playing golf on Sunday, they're gonna talk about that young Cherokee Peasy that they made the mistake of stopping, right? Oh, I pulled this guy over, he told me he was Indian. They're gonna have a whole fucking spiel and story about you, Indian. And the fact that there was nothing that they can fucking do. Now they're gonna have to learn how to deal with us. This is gonna be part of their training. Just like niggas gotta learn how to be Indians and to be in charge and to be self-governing, we're gonna have to train these fucking oppressors how to roll out the red carpet for us, man. They don't know everything. They've been doing whatever the fuck they wanted to for a long fucking time. You can't just expect them, hit them with the public law 90284 and they all just gonna confirm. Now you have to rub that shit in their face. You're gonna have to just like make a whole big fucking public case about it and don't back down. That's what's gonna get you the leverage, and that's what's gonna make them know don't fuck with you. That's what's gonna make them know don't fuck around with that one right there. Oh, those is her peoples. Don't fuck with them neither, right? Start setting that motherfucking precedent. Start setting that precedent. That's it. It's going to be a starting point for them too. They got to get used to not being able to boss you around, right? They're going to have to get used to not being nobody's so-called master, right? They're going to have to get used to actually fucking, bowing down when the queen and king come through. They're not used to that. Got to get them used to that. So, but at the end of the day, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. Glad y'all was here with me. I got some matriarch sisters thing coming on. Oh man, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm just waiting to get the confirmation. Very, very, very respected, well-known sisters in the indigenous community. I also have an episode that I'll be doing with Sister Copper Sun Dragon, dope sister out in Colorado. So I'm gonna have a build with her also. So I'm waiting to get the confirmation back from the other ladies, on what their availability is. But we're going to start bringing in shit. And I ain't going back into the baby shit no more. We just going to keep it moving. for the advance. Anybody else, they can reference the catalog, you know what I'm saying, and go back as far as they need to go. From Blog Talk till now, you still see how much I've grown, and a lot of the difference in the way I give it up. But one thing's for sure, from then until now, I always talked about grandma and the importance of family. So this is why it's very good, very hard to you know, get knocked off that square. Because once you stick to family and you stick to the motherfucking land, there's really not a lot that anybody could fucking tell you. And I think a lot of people get confused by taking in too much information at one time. And that may be something that, you know, everybody's learning style is different. How they retain the information is different. Some people like the audio, some people need the visual, and some people are even both. You know, I like to read more so than to listen to things. Probably because in college, you know, they lecture you and shit, and you hear the professor talking shit, but that don't got nothing to do with what you be reading in the book. Then they give you the fucking syllabus, which schedules all of the things that you'll be touching on in the book. So when you have a question, it's usually going to be on material that you know, you read in the book that's not always relative to whatever lesson and shit that they have. So this is what I really didn't fucking like about college, in that aspect. And them fucking professors are just talking up shit just to fill up that little bit of time that they're required to lecture. So then important things like knowing that we the people get fucking missed. You understand what I'm saying? It takes you to really figure out some other shit outside of their institutionalized curriculum to realize that you are we the people, not them. Right? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna just tell y'all, man, it's go time. I hope everybody stay ready. My grandpa used to say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You feel me? So love, peace, and hair grease. Peace a lot, Chike, you beautiful ones. We'll be back tomorrow. I got brother Damon Taylor, and you know he got hella shit to drop. Love that dude. Plethora of information. Really dope Indian. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon.